Good day, everyone. I am Dana Angelica B. Padalapat, B.Ed 2A student, and welcome to our presentation on Bloom's Revised Taxonomy. Learning Outcomes. By the end of this lesson, the students will be able to identify and describe the 6 levels of Bloom's Revised Taxonomy. Design a classroom activity that applies at least 3 different levels of Bloom's Revised Taxonomy and express the value of using Bloom's Taxonomy in lesson planning through a brief reflective statement. So let's define first what is Bloom's Taxonomy. So it is the categorization of thinking skills and abilities in order from the most simple to the most complex. It was also created by educational psychologist Benjamin Bloom and his colleagues. So, Bloom's taxonomy is the framework for categorizing educational goals created by Benjamin Bloom and his colleagues. It organizes thinking skills from the simplest to the most complex, helping teachers design better lessons and assessments. So now, let's proceed to Bloom's timeline. In the year of 1948, Benjamin Bloom and a group of psychologists studied classroom activities and goals teachers has while planning these activities. So through this study, 3 domains were concluded: the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domain. So, in 1948, Bloom and his team studied teaching methods leading to the identification of 3 learning domains, which is the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. So this foundational work culminated in the publication of original Bloom's taxonomy in the year of 1956. In 1995, Lauren Anderson, a former student of Benjamin Bloom, led another team of psychologists in revising the original Blooms. So, in the year of 2001, the final revision of Bloom's taxonomy was published. So, in 1995, Lauren Anderson, a former student of Bloom, led a revision of the taxonomy. The final revised version was published in the year of 2001, updating the categories and making them more relevant to modern educational practices. So we have here an illustration of original, or should we say the old, and new Bloom's taxonomy. As you can see, there's a changes from noun to verb. So the knowledge renamed to remembering, comprehension renamed to understanding, synthesis renamed to creating. So synthesis and evaluation have swapped places. So let's focus first about remembering. So it is recall or recognize information and ideas. So the teacher should present information about the subject to the students. Ask questions that require the students to recall the information presented, and provide verbal or written text about the subject that can be answered by recalling. So this level involves recalling facts and basic concepts. So teachers should present information clearly, ask recall questions, and provide text that students can answer from memory. So we have here the actions and the products, which is products means the activities. So we have here for the action, recognizing, listing, and so on and so forth. For the products, we have here the quiz, definition, and so on and so forth. So let's proceed to understanding. So understand the main idea of material heard, viewed, or read. Interpret or summarize the ideas in own words. So the teacher should ask questions that the students can answer in his or her own words by stating facts or by identifying the main ideas. So at this level, students grasp the meaning of information. So teachers should ask students to explain ideas in their own words and provide tests that require them to summarize key points. So for the understanding, we have here the actions, interpreting, exemplifying, and so on and so forth. And for the products, we have here station, summary, and so on and so forth. So now let's proceed to applying. So apply an abstract idea in a concrete situation to solve a problem or relate to prior experience. So the teacher should provide opportunities for the students to use ideas, theories, or problem-solving techniques and apply them to new situation. Review the student's work to ensure that he or she is using problem-solving techniques independently. And also, provide questions that require the students to define and solve problems. So here, students use information in new situations. Teachers should offer tasks that let students apply theories to solve problems, ensuring they can work independently and relate ideas to real-life situations. So for the applying, the actions, implementing, carrying out, and so on and so forth. And for the products, we have here illustration, sculpture, and so on and so forth. Analyzing. So break down a concept or idea into parts and show a relationship among parts. So the teacher should allow time for students to examine concepts and ideas and to break them down into basic parts. Also requires students to explain why they choose up certain problem-solving techniques and why the solution worked. So these levels involve breaking down information into parts and understanding their relationships. So the teacher should allow students to dissect concepts and explain their problem-solving methods. For the analyzing, we have here the actions, comparing, organizing, and so on and so forth. For the products, we have here the survey, database, and so on and so forth. So now let's proceed to evaluating. Make informed judgments about the value of idea or materials. So use standards and criteria to support opinions or views. So the teacher should provide opportunities for students to make judgments based on appropriate criteria. Have students demonstrate that they can judge, critique, or interpret processes, materials, methods, etc. using standards and criteria. So here, the students make judgments based on criteria and standards. So the teachers should encourage students to critique and interpret materials, showing their ability to make informed judgment. For the evaluating, we have here the actions, checking, hypothesizing, critiquing, and so on and so forth. And for the products, we have here debate, panel, and so on and so forth. So now let's proceed to creating. It is bring together parts of knowledge to form a whole and build relationship for new situation. So here, the teacher should provide opportunities for students to assemble parts of knowledge into a whole using creative thinking and problem solving. And also require students to demonstrate that they can combine concepts to build new ideas for new situation. So here, students combine elements to form a whole, to form a new whole. So the teacher should provide opportunities for creative thinking and problem solving, asking students to develop new ideas or projects based on their learning. So for the creating, we have here the actions, the designing, constructing, and so on and so forth. For the products, we have here the film, story, project, and so on and so forth. So overall, Bloom's taxonomy is very important because it helps us understand different ways of learning and thinking. By knowing these levels, teachers can help students learn better and students can understand how they learn. It is also a useful tool to everyone in education. So this tool allows for a structured approach to learning, ensuring that we build from simple to complex understanding. It supports a more effective and engaging learning process. That's all for my discussion. Thank you for listening, everyone.